Okay, I said I would make this video and it's finally happening. Today you are going to learn how to edit your PDFs so that you do not have to copy and paste paper and waste trees. And we're going to use a little song you may have heard of. It's called A Million Dreams, and we're going to use this because I recently did this to this song. So it's fairly long, this one. It's got 13 pages, but we're going to actually make it longer because it's got some of this stuff, DSL coda, some repeats that are going to make your pianist, your accompanist have to turn backwards, and you never want to do that. That's just not nice. Make them turn back multiple pages. So the first couple things, this is like level 1 PDF editing. We're going to make it easier on your accompanist. We're just going to add stuff. The first thing we want to do is make a second copy of this so we don't mess up the first one. And I'm just going to save it on the desktop. I'm going to save everything on the desktop here. All right, so I'm actually going to work from this copy, and then I won't lose my PDF or mess it up. All right, so in this piece, we play all the way to here, and then we have to go back to that DSL coda. So the first thing I'm just going to do is add this page that we need to put in. We're going to add it right here. We're on page 7, so we're before page 8. We're going to add this page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a separate file that is just that page, because you can add pages of other PDFs into your PDF. So what we want is this little guy, this whole page, and that little guy. Well, that's super annoying, but when we get to level 2, we'll make it better. All right, so pages 2 through 4, I'm gonna print as a PDF. I hope you know how to do this because this saves a ton of paper. All right, print as a PDF. I'm gonna call it pages 2 to 4. Great, I'm gonna go back to my copy. This is the one that I'm working in. And I'm gonna add those pages right after here. Now don't worry, I am gonna get rid of this. So I'm in preview. I go to edit, insert page from file, and I'm gonna insert these 2 pages. And looks like we went from this page, DSL coda, and then the next page is what I wanted. All right, so now back on page 7, I want to get rid of this because we want to go from here to the DS. So here's where it gets fun. You go up to Tools and Annotate, and you make a rectangle. Now, because I've done this before, my rectangle is already set to have no colored outline and to have white in the middle, but this is where you change that. So yours may start out with a big black outline. All you do is say, nope, no outline. Or for some reason, maybe it's set on yellow fill, and you say, nope, I want it to be white. And I'm going to cover up everything I don't want here. You can do different shapes, but I find the rectangle is the most helpful. And now I want another rectangle. So this menu that appeared down here, I don't have to go to Tools anymore. I can actually go here and make a rectangle, select it from there, and I'm going to get rid of this guy. So now your pianist plays all the way to here, DSL coda, and they're going to just flip to the next page, which we added, and we're going to go down to here. So there's a little bit more stuff that we need to cover up. And I know what you're thinking. That's an obnoxious big white space for that whole page, just for that measure. I'm doing level 1 PDF editing right now, and we're going to get fancier later if you're ready for level 2. All right, so I'm just covering up all this stuff. Sometimes you may decide that you don't want to cover up the time signature, the key signature, and so you may decide that you just want to do that so your accompanist can just glance over there. Again, this is level 1. We can get fancier later, but we're not going to right now. All right, and then when we're still in the added pages, we're going to go to here and then jump to the coda. So now I'm going to block out all of this. You probably get the idea by now, but I'm going to do this all for you. The whole rest of this page is gone because we don't do it on the DS. Cover this guy up. We're going to keep that measure. So you might remember that on the page that actually said DS, this one, there's more music after this, and that's what we want to jump to. So this is the original page 7. So I'm going to go back to my original one and print just page 7 as a PDF. And here it is, and this is the stuff I want. So I'm going to print this page. Oops, that's not right. Just page 7, just this page. There we go. Save as PDF. Page 7. I can call it whatever I want because it's just me. No one cares. All right, so now page 7 is over here. And I want to insert it. Blah, blah, blah. We did the DS. We went through all this stuff. So after this is where we want this code of business. After page 10. So I'm going to say insert page from file. And right there. Now, if I accidentally had inserted it in the wrong place, over here, you can just move stuff around. But don't do it too much because you'll get confused, and now I don't know what's happening. All right, to Coda. Now the code is here. So again, we got to white out this stuff because we don't want it. And we don't need that guy. And now we've got the coda. Boom, boom, boom. And we go all the way to the end of the song. So that's our level 1 PDF editing, is just blocking out stuff that we don't need and adding pages of things so that, again, your accompanist can just go forward and not have to turn back pages, which is just stressful and unnecessary. What is also unnecessary now, though, is these pages with all of this white space. It's such a waste of paper. So what we'd love to do is to get this guy over here. And now this is where things get really interesting. You're gonna need for this 2 things: the ability to take a screen capture, which you can do 2 ways. If you have the newest update Mojave, I think, you can do Shift-Command-4, and then you get this guy, and you can take a picture of what you want. I just took a picture of nothing. Great. Let's get rid of that. You don't need that. Or if you don't have it, you can do Command Space and look for Grab. Oh, which apparently no longer exists on my computer because I have Mojave. But that's another program that will do screenshots the same way. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get this guy up here. And it's kind of a complicated process. Well, it's a multi-step process. It's not complicated, but it's multi-step. The other thing you're going to need besides Grab, or now called Screenshot, is this program called FormulatePro. You can download it on the internet for free, and it is magical, and it looks like a typewriter. So I'm just going to open that up. No problem. It's not optimized. Doesn't matter. So that's open over here, and I'm going to use that in a second. But first, I'm going to take pictures of all the things that I'm going to try and copy and paste here. So I think I can probably get that right next to it. So first I'm going to take a picture of this bad boy. Shift-Command-4. And I'm just going to click and drag. I'm trying to get as close to the bar line as possible so that I can paste it right next to that previous line. Great. Here it is. Beautiful. Mine saves it right on the desktop. I'm not sure if that's the default or not. All right. Once we paste that there, the next thing we're gonna want to do is have this page, which is fine all by itself, and then we got this guy all by itself, and we want to combine it with these. So I think I'm gonna take this as a separate picture rather than move this one down. I'm gonna move this one up because Accompanist likes for things to be at the top of the page because when you turn the page, that's where you look. So we're gonna take two pictures because I don't want this, well, yeah, I don't want this empty space here, so I'm not gonna include that in my picture. So Shift Command 4, take a picture of this guy. Great, lovely. I'm just gonna, right now the file names are just the time that I took them, which is fine because I'm taking the pictures here in order. So it'll be easy to tell which one I want to put where later. All right, that guy's good. Just hangs out there in the corner until I say done, I guess. And then the rest of this page is normal, 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 normal. Okay, I don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, so this is the one I'm working with. So this is the file that I'm going to, let me just save it here. This is the file that I'm going to open in FormulatePro to start working the magic. So let me close it out of here. And here it is, copy. This is the one I want. I'm just going to drag it over here to FormulatePro. You can go in the FormulatePro menu and do open and all of that, but I just am a fan of clicking and dragging. All right, so here we are, Million Dreams, open in FormulatePro. I forgot to tell you that the first step of this whole process is paying for your sheet music. I did pay for this song. No worries on that account. Remember, when you're paying for sheet music, you're not paying for the song, you're paying for all the future songs that composer might write. Maybe one day, with the money that you spent on that song, they'll write you the perfect song. Okay, so I'm looking for the place when I want to start doing this pasting. It's a little wonky. You can see as I'm scrolling, the picture's not great, but it does what it needs to do, and that's the most important thing. All right, so we wanted to go from this DSL coda to the next bit of music because the next bit of music was just this one measure on this next page, and that is a waste of paper. So in the menu for FormulatePro, I'm going to go up to File, Place Image, and it's the first one that I took, the one that I took at 8:19, and now it's pasted there. You do have to resize things that you paste in here, and it's not always easy because you can squish it and it doesn't keep the proportions correct. So that's one thing that does take a little bit of practice, trying to get the proportions correct. When you get computerized music and all the staves are the same size, it makes it a little bit easier because you can line it up and try and make it exactly the same size staff like I'm doing right now. Pretty good. I think I can do a little bit better than that. All right, that looks pretty good. That's probably the best that I can make it. All right, so we're going to leave that guy right there, and now we can read straight across here. If we wanted to, after we finish this, we can go back into preview and block out these instructions because we don't need them anymore. All right, so now we won't need this whole page, so later we can go back and delete this whole page because we don't need it anymore. Wonky scrolling. Okay, the next bit is we wanted to put those two systems from the next page onto this page. So I'm going to do place image, and I already did the one that I took a picture of at 8:19, so now I'm going to take this one. This was the next one. Here it is. Now this one, you can see I included the clef and the key signature, and I could have cut it off to make it smooth, but I didn't. I don't think it'll be a big deal. As an accompanist, that doesn't really bother me if I have an extra clef and key signature there, although it might bother my type A personality later. And sometimes I'll just put it over the other one so I can really get a sense of like size. All right, so that's a little bit too skinny. Depends on how type A you are, how long you want to spend making this nice, because this is probably close enough. And now that I'm doing this, I'm regretting that I didn't cut that off because I am type A, but here we are. All right, now this is the other part. I'm going to squish it down. FormulatePro is not beautiful. It's often will add the image in much larger than you want it, and then you have to shrink it down. But again, it's better than nothing. And again, I'm just going to check the proportions here. Ooh, whoa, I way shrunk that down. If I did it like this, that's about how it would fit on the page. All right. So that goes about there. All right, that's not too bad. Then we would scroll to the next page. We're going to go back and delete this page later because we no longer need it. And the rest is good. Now, this menu item makes it look like you can export it as a PDF, but you can't because look what happens when I try. Oh, it says don't do it this way. Do file print and save it as a PDF. Okay, great. Then why is that on the menu? We don't know. Print as a PDF, the whole thing. And I'm gonna just replace this Million Dreams copy because now this is our new and improved version. Yes, we're going to replace that new one, that old one with a new and improved. Okay, I don't need this anymore. I'm not going to save it. The only thing it saves as is a FormulatePro file, which only FormulatePro can open, and it's not really useful. All right, so this last bit of magic that we did, first page, second page, fine. Then we get to here. Ooh, that actually came out really nice. Good job, me. This page we don't need anymore, so I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to hit delete. Gone. Thank you. You went back to the beginning. I didn't really need you to do that. Okay, page 7, page 8, page 9. That didn't come out too bad. And then we skip over here. Oh, we don't need that page, so let's delete that sucker. Delete, you're gone. And let me get back there. So now this is our new page 10, so we go from here to here and to the end of the song. That's super annoying, but we can't do anything about it. All right, so now you have your whole song where you can page right through it. I think I am going to go through and just do this little last bit of housekeeping. Annotate and get rid of these markings that we no longer need so they're not confusing. We don't need this guy. We don't need those. And we don't need these. And the rest of it is all straight through. I might also decide that I don't want to sing this whole song. And so maybe I want to mark a starting point. Maybe I just want to start it here. So these tools offer us some other options. We can make a line. Let me see if I make this like red so you can see it. That's not what I want to do. Nope. This. There we go. I can make this a curvy line by moving this green dot, but I'm just going to mark this as my starting place. It's still a little curvy. That's going to bother me. Okay, there we go. And maybe I even want to write, by clicking this text box, I want to write start, and I want to make it red. And maybe I even want to say, oops, maybe I even want to say start with a bell tone, A. I wouldn't want to do that because that's not appropriate for this song, but I could, but I'm not going to. Great, we're going to start there, and then blah, 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 blah. I don't know, 16 bars. And then we're going to end here. The colors stay whatever you last left them. You can change them. And maybe I'll say end here. Yeah, so you have all different kinds of shapes. You can add arrows if you had to do something like we had to do where you don't have a complete page and you've got like a bunch of emptiness. Sometimes it's helpful to just write an arrow to say like, it keeps going. You can add other things. Maybe there's a key signature and you just want to circle it. You can use the circle tool, and instead of having it filled in, you can just have the outline. You can change the thickness of the line. You can change the font and size of any text that you add. All kinds of things you can do. But most important is cutting and pasting those little bits so that now we can go all the way through the song. Straight through here. Maybe that's our starting point for our cut. And we can just keep going forward to there or to the end. So again, the things that we needed here were, I didn't even say this at the beginning, but preview, so that we can do the blocking out and the text. We used the screenshot tool, or it's called Grab on older versions of the operating system. And we used this little guy, FormulatePro, which you can download for free from the internet and is super helpful, if not the most sleek functioning program. I hope you found this video helpful and that you will save some trees by editing your PDFs on your computer instead of printing it all out and doing arts and crafts, although I do highly recommend arts and crafts for stress relief.